This is going to be Dents. Wants a left return, a full head of steam, and he's by the first wall, the second wall, and the kicker can't get him. Up the sideline, 40-yard line, 35, inside the 20, Dents cuts it back, 10, 5, touchdown, Kansas City!
That was part of a dominant win for the Chiefs the last time they visited our nation's capital way back in 2013, hoping for a similar result on Sunday as the guys look to get back on track. Hey everybody, and welcome into our game preview this week presented by Crown Royal. My name is Matt McMullen, and this week we're joined by Deangelo Hall, one of the greatest ball hawks of his generation, a tremendous cornerback in this league for a very long time, now an awesome analyst for NFL Network. He's also calling the game for the Washington football team on Sunday, so he's perfect for this. Deangelo, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, hoping the Chiefs can get back on track this weekend. And you played for this team for 10 years, so you know a lot about them and also know a thing or two about defense. So I want to start by asking you about the Washington football team defense. And it's strange because this is a defense that we thought could be the best defense in football this year. They were the number 4 scoring defense in the NFL last year. First-round picks everywhere, 4 first-round picks along their defensive line. It just hasn't worked so far this season for them, though. They're allowing 31 points per game. That's the second worst in the NFL. When you're watching this defense, what's gone wrong this year?
Yeah, and it's probably been the biggest conundrum of the season so far. I know myself, being just a fan of football, I expected that defensive line to be the strength of this football team, and it just hasn't really produced the pressure that you would have thought, would have been produced by having guys like Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, who actually isn't a first rounder, but probably one of the best pass rushers from that D tackle position in all of the league. And so, it's kind of been a combination of not getting pressure, allowing too many explosive plays, from the back end. It's been a snowball effect. And so, yes, this defense isn't producing. It isn't as good as we, thought it would be. And we don't have a guy like, Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and, Travis Kelce, all of those weapons offensively to continue to get in shootouts with football teams. And so it's made for a tough road so far this season.
Yeah, well, despite the numbers, they have guys like Chase Young, you mentioned him, reigning Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Montez Sweat, a lot of good, athletic, talented players. This defense won't be bad for a long time. I hope it's bad on Sunday, but later on this season they will figure things out. And with that in mind, with them playing this Chiefs offense on Sunday, what's a matchup or two that you're watching between the Chiefs offense and the football team defense that could impact this game?
I think the biggest matchup, just talking about units, it's got to be every game we talk about this Washington defensive line affecting the game. And so, I think that's the biggest matchup is obviously our defensive line versus the Chiefs' new offensive line. They've been playing pretty good together. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has been the problem. And it's been so encouraging to hear Patrick Mahomes stand up there and say, I got to be better with turning the football over. When you see a guy like Tyreek Hill who doesn't drop the football and is a tip. You see Boogie Basham get up and tip a ball and intercepted. Those aren't plays that's going to happen often to a guy like Patrick Mahomes. So I'm obviously looking at our D-line, your offensive line. But individual matchups, who's going to cover Travis Kelce? He's a dude that is a matchup nightmare. So for Washington, do they put a young linebacker in Jamin Davis on him? Do they put kind of that tweener at safety and Cameron Curl on him? They'll probably try to throw different looks at a guy like Travis Kelce just to kind of keep him off balance. But Travis Kelce is probably going to have the advantage in that matchup. And then you go and think about the receiver position. I was a pretty fast dude, but not many cats can run with Tyreek Hill step for step. So that's another matchup that I feel like whoever draws the assignment of Tyreek Hill, whether it's one guy or two guys, they're going to have to know where he is, and they cannot let him be explosive in his football game, whether it's running the football or catching it short and just getting yards after the catch, or an explosive big play in the pass game. Those two guys, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, they just cause so many matchup problems that whoever draws those assignments is going to be a tough matchup.
Yes, offense has certainly moved the football. They have 136 first downs this year. That's the 5th most first downs through 5 weeks in NFL history. Issue has been turnover, so they can't turn the ball over, hoping they don't turn the ball over here against the football team on Sunday. Now, looking at the Chiefs' defense, we know they've struggled this season. A lot of proud players in this defense, guys like Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones, Frank Clark. We felt really good coming into this year because these guys have had success before. Just hasn't worked so far for this team. What gives you confidence, though, that the Chiefs can get back on track defensively and figure this thing out?
I think it's the championship experience. I think it's guys like Tyrann Mathieu, Jones, Frank Clark. They've been in so many different situations with this football team. But this defense just needs to not let teams have the big play. The same way that teams play Patrick Mahomes, where they sitting there too high and they don't allow him, they don't allow him, to push the football down the field and have explosive plays in the passing game. It's kind of the same recipe they need to do on defense. They just need to make teams make mistakes. And if you make teams dump the football down enough, they'll make a mistake. It'll be a tip ball, or it'll be a holding penalty. It'll be something that surfaces through the course of that drive that team's just not able to overcome. But I think the Chiefs have been letting teams score so easily, so fast with explosive plays that you really hadn't seen that come into play. And so, I think this defense will get turned around. I trust Spags. I trust guys like Tyrann Mathieu and the rest of the leaders on that defense, that they will get it figured out. They'll start to understand how teams start to attack them, kind of what they do really, really well, and they'll hone in on it. That's what championship football teams do.
Yeah, the thing is, we've seen it before from these guys. Did it 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, and we saw it last year from this defense. They were quietly one of the better defenses in all of football last year, and it's mostly the same guys. So hoping they can get their mojo back here moving forward. All you need is one big game. So hopefully that's here this Sunday against the football team. Last question for you, and we'll stick on defense here for the Chiefs. They're playing this Washington football team offense on Sunday that has some playmakers. It's Taylor Heineke at quarterback. He's their backup. He's been pretty good for them. Bit of a mixed bag, but had some good games. And he has some playmakers at his disposal. Guys like Terry McLaurin, he has 400 receiving yards this year, and Antonio Gibson in the backfield, a second-year running back who had a really nice season last year for them. What's a matchup or two that you're watching when the Chiefs are on defense playing this Washington offense on Sunday?
Yeah, it's how does the Chiefs guard or defend Taylor Heineke? Not really guard him, but how do you defend him? He's shown the ability to make a lot of plays with his arms, but I think what's really scary is his ability to make plays with his legs. It's all of those off-script plays. Taylor gets the stigma of a gunslinger or gamer because you see him in practice and he just kind of sits in the pocket and he's methodical and going through his reads and things like that, and then you see him in the game and he's a totally different player. It's like his hair is on fire, he's making plays, he's running out the pocket, he's putting his shoulder down at times and picking up that first down. And so it's really the wild card of Taylor Heineke. He still doesn't have a huge script as far as what he's done in this league, and so I don't think the book is really out on him yet. And so I think that's an advantage we can kind of take to our side, and hopefully we can throw some, continue to throw the football, get some points on the board, because the Chiefs defense is right now, they're a liability for that football team. And so I think if you're Washington, you're coming in here feeling like, maybe this is the game our defense can get on track, which that's a big maybe, because you're going against probably the best quarterback in the National Football League in Patrick Mahomes, and some guys, and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and McCole Hardman and Pringle and all these other guys that can make plays, that can flat out make plays. And so, you don't feel great about that, but you do feel great because that offensively in Washington that you can score points. It's just, can you keep up? Can you keep up with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, well, should be a fun matchup here on Sunday. At least speaking for Chiefs Kingdom, it's been a long week. The Chiefs don't lose very often, certainly don't lose big very often, but the beauty of sports is every Sunday you have a new chance to go out there and get back on track. And for both of these teams, I'm hoping the Chiefs win, but for both of these teams, a chance to get back on track on Sunday. Deangelo, awesome stuff, man. Really appreciate your time.
No problem, man. I appreciate you having me.